Hello guys, Wuthering Waves is about to hit 500 days since its initial release back in May of last year, and I thought what a way to celebrate by doing an official account review going over my characters, weapons, builds, so you guys can see what I've been using in these videos that I've been making. We're not going to be covering 4 stars because, I'll be honest, I don't have many built. But we're going to start off with Gian.
Do not let your guard down.
I know he's a great character, and I know you see level 70 right here, but I'm honestly just not a fan of him. And that's why I haven't built him at all. He has been neglected since he got pushed out my team by like Encore or something. But I did get this guy on release, and I didn't build him, which was very strange. I don't know why I didn't do that, because he's still level 70. Moving on to Rover, we've got Aero Rover on at the moment. I don't really use Spectro or Havoc at all. I used to use Spectro before Zanny came out, but now I don't find a use for Spectro. Her build is okay. It's not the best, honestly, as it was just leftover pieces that I had. It does the job, but it can definitely do with some improvement. But it's not the worst, as you can see, like a couple of 3 out of 5s. But it could definitely do some improvement. I've got basically her signature weapon that you get from the quest in 2.2, I think it was. We've got that on R5, so getting the most out of that. Moving on to Verena. Verena, I don't think I've touched her build since the start of the game. But she actually still does the job. I mean, I don't even know if these stats are any good anymore, but she's alright. I've got her on R5 variation. It's a very strong 4-star weapon. I would say this is one of the best, if not the best 4-star weapon that you can get. We've got her on Rejuvenating Glow. It hasn't been touched in a while, so some of these builds are going to be horrible on some of the earlier characters, but this is what this is. This is an account review. We're going over everything, no matter how bad it is. The talents, they're okay, I guess. I could get the Forte Circuit up on this. We do have a R2 though, which is pretty good. Now moving on to some of the limited characters that I've built. We've got Yin Lin. She is not a great character anymore, honestly. Back at the start of the game, she was pretty decent, but she's fallen behind a lot of other characters. The attack is not great on her. I'm over capping on crit rate. Crit damage is low. It's not great. I do have a signature, and this is probably one of my best investments I have in the account. Judging by just how many users across the roster can use it. It's a very good weapon. I do recommend pulling it if you don't have it. I've got her on Imperium Anthem just for the coordinated attack buffs. I shared a set with a couple of other users on the team, but except for the electro damage bonus pieces. For her skills, they're at about level 8, not too bad, and R0. Moving on to Jin C. She's got a much better attack here, but she hasn't been touched since I built her back in 1.1. I'm pretty sure it was such a long time ago now. Crit rate definitely could be a little bit lower to get some more crit damage in. It's not too bad. Again, I have her signature. It's a pretty good weapon overall. It's not too bad. The build, I don't think is the best because my knowledge on what characters actually needed wasn't good at all. I just thought every character needed crit rate, crit damage, attack, and that was all I thought. And this was actually before you would have the golden sort of substats that would tell you what was good for the character. So I was just winging it completely. Like, look at this piece. This piece is horrible. This piece is alright. Talents, not too bad. I don't really use her anymore, but I do have her C1, and I believe I managed to get this after or before Chang Li came out actually, they released an event where you would get 10 or 20 pulls, I think. And I decided to pull on Jinxi's banner again, because I already had her weapon. And I managed to get her C1, which was pretty good. Moving on to Chang Li, she's got a much higher attack. Energy regen, not bad at all. Crit rate, definitely very high again. I don't know what I was doing with having so much crit rate, but hardly any crit damage. I definitely need to go over some of these builds again. I've got her on Emerald of Genesis. It's a very good standard weapon. I would say this, or Static Mist, is the best standard weapon in the game. And you should definitely try and get a couple of these to have throughout your team. Her builds, it's not too bad, honestly. I think I got very lucky on this, but again, it's just crit rate, crit damage, attack. I didn't really know what was needed for these characters back at the start of the game. Her talents, they're not too bad. Level 8, fully maxed out the nodes, and C0 again. Moving on to Jeji, or Jeji, however you say her name. I actually didn't pull her on her initial release in 1.2. I decided to pull her in her rerun in 2.0 because I got a Carlotta and she's best in slot for her. The attack, it's okay. Her build isn't the worst. The energy regen's good. Obviously, for some reason, I'm overcapping way too much on the crit rate again and not enough crit damage there. For her weapon, I've got her on String Master, the same as Xin Lin. This is just shared. I share this across a couple of other characters as well, like I've said before. This is a great weapon for a lot of characters if you can't afford to pull their signatures. I've got her on Imperium Anthem again, sharing except with the Glacier and the energy regen free costs there. Talents overall, not bad. These are probably all you really need. Maybe getting level 10 on the Resonance Liberation. And she's C0. Moving on to Zhang Liao now. I don't really use this guy, and I actually didn't put any investment in him until recently. He was a free character back in 1.2, but his attack's okay. The crit damage and crit rate are really, really bad and definitely need to be improved. I don't even remember getting this weapon for him, honestly. But yeah, I did not pull for anything in 1.2, I don't think, even though I played the entire patch. His build, I don't think is going to be very good. I'm pretty sure it's just scraps from my Yin Lin before I put her on Imperial Anthem. Yeah, look, this Echo is not even level 25. I don't know why this is even on him. His talent's not invested into at all. Obviously, I don't want to use boss mats since I only recently invested him, and he has no constellations. Next up is Shorekeeper. This character is one of my favorite designs in the game, and she's probably one of the most universal characters. Her main stat that is needed here is energy regen. I've got that up quite high. Crit damage can definitely be higher since she needs no crit rate at all. For her weapon, I've got her on the signature weapon, Stellar Symphony. You can definitely use R5 variation. It's a very good weapon for her Shorekeeper. For her build, I don't think it's been touched either since 1.3. And this is honestly not good at all. I really, really need to go over all these older characters and fix up their builds. For her talents, we got level 10 all across the board. Pretty good. And then no constellations. For Camellia, this is where my builds start improving a bit more and I start getting more knowledge on what needs to be built in the game. I have 2400 attack here, 84% crit rate, and then 230% crit damage. So we're not overcapping as much here. I do have her signature weapon again, but I did manage to get this weapon on the last day of Camellia's banner, just before she went. For her Echo build, it's probably alright, yeah. It's not the worst. It can definitely have some improvements, like getting crit rate, crit damage on every piece, but I'm not complaining, honestly. It can definitely be improved upon though. Here again we have talents maxed out and C0, but she's definitely one of my favorite characters to this day, even though I don't get much use out of her anymore. Now we are moving on to the 2.0 characters. This is where I got Carlotta, and she actually has a really good build. 2400 attack, 68% crit rate, which is not bad at all. This is probably what you want to aim for most characters, between 60 and 75% crit rate, I'd assume. And then for crit damage, 277%. She definitely does a lot of damage. For her weapon, I've got her signature weapon again. This is great, especially all the crit damage that you get from it. The attack is a bit lower than most 5-star weapons, but it's still very good because you get a great turnout from the crit damage. For her build, I've got her on Frosty Resolve. It's actually not bad at all, except for a couple of the pieces actually. A couple of the pieces could do a bit of improvement, but this is where I really started getting more into guides and improving my character builds. As you see here in the talents, not investing to level 10 on intro skills and normal attacks where it didn't need to be. Next up we have Phoebe, and she again has a pretty decent build. She has 1900 attack. That's what you see around most Phoebes. You won't see many over 2000 damage, as you have to invest a lot more into crit damage. 270%, that is really good. 57% crit rate could be improved, but it does the job for me, to be fair. It's not too bad. I have her on String Master sharing with Jeji and Yinlin. Again, this weapon, I don't need to explain it again why it's so good, but it works on pretty much every Rectifier user. Her build, it's not the best. I was pretty burnt out at this stage of the game, and my builds were getting a lot less effort into them, but I mean, it does the job. She works. I used to use her as a main DPS actually until Zanny came out, but she was one of my favorite main DPS to use. Next up, moving on to Cantarella, one of the more questionable characters within the community, but we have her on 2000 attack, pretty good, 130 regen. That's what you want for most characters, I'm pretty sure, to make sure you can get their full rotations. Crit rate 71%, not bad at all. Crit damage 250%, that's great. For her weapon, I've got her signature Whispers of Sirens. This is great for her, but I wouldn't say for many other users. But if you get it and want a lot of damage out of Cantarella, I definitely recommend getting this weapon. But String Master is definitely a perfect option for her as well. For this set, I'm again sharing it with a lot of Rectifier users, except for the Havoc free costs here. For her talents, again, I haven't invested into the normal attack and intro skills. I learned a lot more about talents that needed to be built, and I got a lot more back into the game around this time, especially with that 2.2 quest. Next up, we have Zanny, and she is pretty invested with the crit damage, 311%. The crit rate definitely needs about 10 to 15% more to make sure that I can actually get the proper use out of this crit damage. The attack's not bad, 2100. For her weapon, I've got her signature. It's a good weapon. This was actually my first 5-star gauntlet, so I kind of had to pull it for her. Otherwise, I was going to be working with 4 stars, which are not the best. Her set is pretty good. I invested quite a lot into this character because I really like her attack style. I really like how you have the second ult, and how she works with Phoebe. I think it's a really cool attack style, and she's a really cool character, to be honest. Moving on, we have Chacona. I really like the design of this character. At first, when she was like put into the game, in that cutscene in one of the quests before she released, I didn't really like her, but she started to grow on me when I saw her gameplay, and her outfit overall is just so cool. I really like it. For her attack, she's got 2100 attack, 78% crit rate, that's a good crit damage, 240%. This is a pretty good build for Chacona. I don't have her signature, unfortunately. I tried to get it, but I couldn't. So I just have her running Static Mist instead. Obviously, Static Mist is still a great option. Static Mist and Emerald of Genesis, they're great alternative weapons for sword and pistol users. I'm running Chacona on Gust of Welkin with a pretty decent build. Again, this is where I started to get back into the game a lot more. I was investing a lot more time into building my characters and making them a lot better. As you can see here, we have the talents a lot better. C0, I don't really pull for constellations or save my rainbow corals. I just go for collecting characters, as many as I can, and getting their weapons if I can. Now we have one of my favorite characters in the game, Cartafia. I love this character's animations in the game. From her idle animations to her old animations, I think they're so cool. Unfortunately, I don't actually have her built the best. Since she scales off HP, obviously she has a lot less attack, but I have only managed to get her to 36,000 HP, which is not good at all. But her crit rate, 87%, energy regen, 160%, crit damage, 260. That's really good. I also didn't get her signature weapon, so I do have her running on Emerald of Genesis, which is fine, but obviously I'm losing a lot of that HP percentage that I could have had with her signature, and probably would have got a lot more damage out of her. Her build was also quite invested into, and this is the only 4-4-1-1 formation I have on my account, since she requires a lot of HP to get a lot of damage out of her. But yeah, as you can see, it's pretty invested into. It's not bad at all. The skills we have almost maxed out fully. All the nodes. C1 again. But yeah, great character. One of my favorites. Next up, we have Looper. I actually did not think that I was going to end up getting this character. When I was pulling them, I got her about 12 pity, I think. After losing about 5 50-50s in a row on other characters. And I was completely surprised. I did not think I was going to pull her. I was going to skip her and pull Frolova. Surprisingly, I got her early, so I was pretty happy with that in the end, because it gives somebody to work with my Changli. But anyway, onto her stats. 2,200 attack. 51% crit rate. That is definitely not great, honestly. It definitely needs some improving. 220% crit damage. It's not the worst, but she definitely can have some improvements. I've got her running on Ages of Harvest. I couldn't pull her signature weapon again because I really wanted to get Frelovas instead. But this weapon, it seems to run fine for me. I know there are better alternatives, but it does the job, honestly. For the build, it's definitely lacking a lot of crit rate, especially because I'm running a crit damage forecast. That should be changed, to be fair. And then I don't even have fully built echoes on her. Oh my god, I just realized that. Her stats are alright. The substats on some of these are decent, but yeah, definitely I need to improve this free cost, and the forecast needs some improvement. For her talents, they're not maxed out at all either. I really was just not prepared to build this character, and that's why she's so underinvested. As I didn't think I was going to pull her, and I pulled her from building Pissy. Now we're moving on to Frolova. This is actually my favorite character in the game currently. I have wanted her since the release of the game, and she is such a cool character, I think. I think her lore, the way, especially her story quest actually, I really liked her story quest. I really like how she's been throughout the game since the start, and I just think she's a great character overall. For her attack, she's got about 2,400 almost. Not a lot of energy regen since she doesn't need any, since she just runs off her forte for her liberation. Crit rate 90%, that could be a bit lower for a bit more crit damage, but around 240% crit damage is not the worst. For her weapon, I've got her running on her signature. I finally got a signature weapon after so long of saving up for this character's. For her build, this was the first time they introduced 3-piece sets, so I'm running a 3-piece set on the Dream of the Lost set and 2-piece Havoc Eclipse set. The sets are not that bad, but they can definitely use a little bit of improvement, getting more crit damage in. I have completely maxed out for Oliva's talents here because I just love the character so much. I just wanted to get the most damage out of her as possible. And finally, we're moving on to Augusta. This is my most recent character. I haven't managed to pull Yuno yet, but when I do, I'll definitely be making a video on her. She has 2,200 attack, 63% crit rate, and 250% crit damage. It's not the worst. Her weapon, unfortunately, I do not have any other 5-star Broadblade, so I have her running on Ages of Harvest, which is not ideal for her at all since she scales off heavy attack. So it's not great. I definitely need to pull her or Xian's weapon whenever they rerun. Her build is not bad at all. I put a lot of investment into it. I wasn't actually expecting to pull Augusta. I was just gonna save for Yuno, but after seeing her gameplay, I really just caved in and wanted to pull her. Her talents, not bad at all. They're pretty much maxed out. And there's no constellations on her, like most of my characters. Anyways, guys, that's going to be the end of my account review. I want to know what you guys have got on your accounts. What do you think I can improve on mine? And how long ago did you start playing? Because I started playing almost 500 days ago now when this game released. Let me know what you guys think. Goodbye.